Hello guys, welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and today I'm going to be reviewing the latest film from the Soska Sisters, American Mary. Now Jen and Sylvia Soska, they came onto the scene with Dead Hooker in a Trunk about 4 years ago. I saw that film and reviewed it for, I believe it's fatalears.com. And that was a film that I thought was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it as much as some other people were, but I did think the film showed a lot of talent and it showed a lot of potential from the Soska Sisters. So I've always been very interested in what they would come up with next, and this is their next film. This is their sophomore effort, and this film came out earlier this year. I know at least in the UK, but I think other parts of the world in like January, February. It's been out for a while over there, and it's started to gain quite a bit of buzz. I've heard a lot of people talk about this film. A lot of people mention it, saying, you know, it was worth checking out. So, you know, with both those things combined, I've been very anxious to see it, and finally it is out here in the States. It's out on Blu-ray now. I picked this up for very cheap. Best Buy has it for $12.99. And American Mary tells the story of Mary. Mary Mason. She is a medical student, and she's having a hard time making ends meet. Her job, she's not getting quite the hours that she needs. She's like 3 months behind on paying for her schooling, and they're calling. They're wanting $300 and some right away. And she just can't do it. There's no possible way she can do this. So she starts to look around online. She's seeing these offers for, you know, $1,000, no sex, and all this stuff. So she goes and checks out one of them, and it's a strip club, of course. And she takes her resume in, and the guy, Billy, that runs the club, he's looking at her resume. He's asking things about her, and it looks like, you know, he's going to hire her. Well, before she leaves, he's like, "Hey, do you want to earn $5,000 right now, tonight?" And she's kind of reluctant on it, like, you know, what the hell's going on? Well, he takes her back into this room and shows her that one of his guys came back. He's all messed up. He's got a big cut all the way down his face, down his chest. One of his eyes are missing. And Billy wants her to fix him up. So she does end up doing it. So she gets the money, and it bails her out in a lot of ways. Well, she ends up meeting up with this woman named Beatrice that just suddenly calls her. And she saw the work that she did, and she's into body modification. She's into this underground subculture of extreme body modification, and she wants her to do this job for her friend, and she'll give her $10,000. She'll give her $2,000 for just showing up. Give her $10,000 if she does the job. And Mary just doesn't know what to do, and she ends up taking the job, of course, and things just continue to spiral out of control for Mary's personal life. And also she starts to gain this reputation in this underground subculture as being, you know, she's like a legend. She's like somebody that does all this amazing work. But like I said, all along, her personal life is just getting out of control. She's getting way over her head in this whole culture and everything else. And that's your basic story for American Mary. Now, you know, Katherine Isabelle, she is a tremendous talent. You know, I don't know why she doesn't get in more films. I think it's crazy because she is a great talent. This film just continues to show that. I don't know if she's not offered roles or maybe she's just real particular on what she picks. I hope it's the latter because she is a tremendous talent that deserves to be in more work. And, you know, this is no exception. I think she's great as this tragic character. You know, this woman that's trying to do good. She's trying to live a good lifestyle and make a living for herself, but she sees that, you know, not everything is chalked up to what it is supposed to be. And, you know, it's just she has to resort to these manners to make ends meet. And, you know, it's just a very good portrayal. Now, the supporting cast I thought's great. This Tristan Risk, that plays Beatrice Johnson. I mean, they obviously had, you know, over makeup on her to really push the prosthetics and all this. And I gotta say, they really made her up well because she looks like the worst case of a plastic surgery victim I've ever seen. Like she just looks like she's had like twice the amount of plastic surgery as Michael Jackson. But it looks believable though too, as somebody's just totally overdone it. Billy Barker, or Antonio Cupo as Billy Barker, he was pretty good in that role, you know, as the club owner. Let's see here. David Lovegren is Dr. Grant, which is the villain, kind of like the villain in this. He is her professor. I liked him in the bad guy role. I believed him as the bad guy. I thought he was pretty good in that. And, the rest of the cast is pretty good, too. The Detective Doller, played by John Tracy, was good. I really liked Twan Holiday as Lance DeGrego, which works for the club. He's kind of like the bouncer type guy. He's kind of this big imposing guy. I liked him in the role. But overall, guys, this film is very good, and I can understand why it's getting the buzz it has, because it's a cool concept. The effects are really amazing in this. I love the special effects. There's some body modification scenes in this that almost make you cringe because they look so realistic. They're so good. And of course, the Soska Sisters, they make an appearance in this film, a very effective appearance. I love their scene. But yeah, just overall, it's a good film. Now, is it a perfect film? No, it is a flawed film. One of the issues I had with it is the pacing. I think that it had a really good build-up. Like the first, 45, 50 minutes was a really good build-up, and then it just kind of reached this peak and just kind of, I don't know, it just, like, the pacing kind of went off there, I thought. And I think it could have been tightened up a little bit. Like, the movie is 103 minutes. I think it really could have been shortened down to 90 minutes, and it would have played better, in my opinion. But still, it's that's not saying that it's a bad film by any means. It's still a really great film. It's an original film. I really like the social commentary. Like, what I got out of the social commentary is, like, Americans struggling to make ends meet. I mean, I think that speaks volumes for America. Now, to me, that's what I get out of the American name on this movie. She's really trying to do right, and she can't make ends meet. She has to resort to alternative ways to come up with money, and breaking the law and breaking the rules sometimes doesn't necessarily mean she's a bad person to start with, but she has to resort to this to make ends meet. I really like it, and I like the dark underworld that it takes her into, and it ends up like absorbing her life. At first she doesn't really want to do this. She's just doing it to make the ends meet, and then it ends up absorbing her whole character, her whole persona, and she ends up liking it. I like that portrayal. I like I just thought it was great. I thought Katherine Isabelle did really good. But yeah, I would give this film a 7 out of 10, guys. I recommend it to horror fans. I think you're going to enjoy it. The Blu-ray looks really good. I'll give the Blu-ray quality an 8 out of 10. Very professional looking film. It's a huge step up as far as production value, writing, everything goes for the Soska Sisters, from Dead Hooker in the Trunk to this film. I mean, it's night and day. I really love to see, that their second film has turned out to be so awesome like this, and this has really got me pumped to see what they come up with next. But yeah, guys, it's available now. You can pick it up. I've heard it being at Walmart. I got it at Best Buy. The Blu-ray was only $12.99. It's a hell of a deal. They got the DVD for $10. It's well worth it, guys. This is one to just go out and pick up and buy, and I'm sure this is going to be on my end of the year list. So yeah, guys, that is American Mary. I am Jason. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one.